as we start today, Coach, just some notes. Guys who are absent from practice right now, tight end Nate Adkins, and one of the players that we heard from and heard about in that show open there, number 15, Nik Bonitto, not at practice today. Mike Kliss, the first one reporting that about 6 or 7 minutes ago on Twitter. No, we do not see number 15 out here today.
No Nik Bonitto today. Did limp off after his fourth and final quarterback pressure, and it was a minor limp. But I think the limp might have more to do with the fact that it is time to pay that man. Could that be happening in real time today?
The last time that we saw this happen during camp, a player not be present, especially at a practice like today's, right, where it's going to be mostly walkthroughs, a lot of offensive installs. Well, who wasn't there? Cortland Sutton wasn't at practice that day. Zach Allen had the same exact thing, wasn't at practice that morning, and then they showed up the next day, and they were millions and millions and millions of dollars richer. I just think the precedent has been set this camp that if a player of that ilk is stepping out, there's a very good chance that it is contract-based and not just, hey, he needs a day off, hey, he tweaked something, so he's not going to be walking around with us today.
To be fair, I think it's probably 60% contract based that he's not out here, 40% that he's a little dinged up from the preseason game. The 60% likelihood that it is contract based, Alex, I think this is a very wise decision for the Denver Broncos to pay him now. Because I believe wholeheartedly after watching his back-to-back-to-back pressures of Mac Jones, granted it's against the second defense, the second offense from the 49ers in a preseason game. Nik Bonitto is going to command top 3 edge rusher dollars a year from now. Maybe even top 1. After the market is reset by Trey Hendrickson, T.J. Watt semi-reset the market already. Am I right? T.J. Watt's deal
T.J. Watt is the standard bearer right now in terms of average value at $41 a year.
Who's up? Is it Max Crosby that could be up here in the next year, or is he already
No, Max Crosby signed his deal in 25. He's signed through 2029 at 34 on average.
There's one other edge rusher that – it's Parsons. Michael Parsons.
And then Danielle Hunter, but Hunter's, 32 at this point.
Different situation.
31 maybe?
Yeah. Nik Bonitto, he's going to get paid. It's just a matter if he gets paid, or paid. I think if you do it today, you pay him.
That's the reason why the deal hasn't gotten done, Coach. I firmly believe that this is not a the Broncos don't want to pay Nik Bonitto yet situation. I am completely convinced that it's the Bonitto camp holding out, trying to see whether or not Parsons is going to reset the market in Dallas, or if they just have to have their hands forced and sign this extension before the year to guarantee that you get that long-term deal, you get that guaranteed money. God forbid something bad happens this year, whether it is a drop-off in your play and he turns into an 8 or a 9 sack guy, and now you're looking at 20 million, 24 million, or if he does get, again, knock on your wood, if he gets injured and doesn't play a full season and can't live up to that billing in a contract year, you're not looking at 35 to 40 million on an average basis. I think this has been a Bonitto camp. We are in a position of power, and let's just wait until Nick or Micah Parsons eventually signs that deal at an average basis of like 42 or 43.
The right move for Nik Bonitto and the right move for the Denver Broncos, for the reason that you just mentioned it. Nik Bonitto, the fear is that you get injured. I mean, like, God forbid something actually did happen to him at the tail end of his appearance in the preseason game. Think about the amount of money that could be left on the table if you don't secure a deal. So it's the risk, right? You are playing with a big stack of chips in Vegas, and you're saying, am I willing to walk away and put these chips in my pocket and go to the cashier and cash out right now, which is what would be the case for Nik Bonitto and his agency, or am I willing to go out there and just keep letting it ride?
No, it would be dumb to bet on yourself again this year. After playing basically full seasons as a rookie, as a sophomore, and as a third-year player in this league, and having your best season, again, I know he wasn't a starter those first 2 years, but having your best season come last year in 15 starts and 13 and a half sacks, I hate to say it, I don't think this is going to be the case for Nik Bonitto, but there's a chance that's the best Nik Bonitto season there's ever going to be. There's a chance. We've seen crazier things happen in this league.
There's a 100% chance you get injured. There's a 100% chance. There's always the chance, right?
Which is why you sign the deal, baby.
You sign the deal, and for the Broncos, it's a very wise decision to sign the deal because in the event that you wait till next year or next offseason or even maybe two-thirds of the way through this season, he's already at 10 sacks through 12 games, 9 games. He looks like he's watching him out of training camp practice every day, seeing him in those 3 snaps in a row against the 49ers. He looks like a guy that's going to actually have more sacks than he did last year.
Isn't it funny? You have the defensive player of the year, maybe the best defensive player in football. He is right now. He's the best defensive player in football, and Pat Surtain II. Has Pat been the most dominant player on the field in camp? No, I don't think so. It's been Nik Bonitto.
It's been Nik Bonitto. Yeah, we see it every day. He just keeps showing up. So let's have the conversation about contracts. Okay, the top 5 average annual value of edge rusher contracts. Number 1, T.J. Watt at $41 million. Number 2, Myles Garrett at $40 million. Number 3, Danielle Hunter at $35.6 million. Number 4, Max Crosby at $35.5. And then number 5, and this is the sweet spot that I think we need to start talking about. Nick Bosa, $34 million. He's at number 5.
He's going to get more than Nick Bosa. Bosa's too hurt too often. He's getting more than Bosa.
Is he deserved to get more than Max Crosby, who's $35.5?
No.
I agree with you.
No.
And I see Cole here and thinks that he deserves more than Max Crosby.
He's not a better pass rusher than Max Crosby
He hasn't proven it for the longevity of his career like Max Crosby has. So you make Nik Bonitto the 5th highest paid edge rusher in the National Football League, and the contract should be $34.5 to $35.2.
But every single one there's a difference between all of those contracts and Nik Bonitto. Every single one of those players signed their most recent contract that puts them into the top 5 of average contracts by edge rushers in the NFL. All of those guys signed that contract outside of Nick Bosa. Much older than where Nik Bonitto is right now.
Right.
Watt signed his extension at 30. Garrett signed his extension at 29. Danielle Hunter at 30. Max Crosby at 25. You have to find another 25-year-old at number 5, and that is Nick Bosa.
What was Max Crosby's?
Max Crosby signed his deal at 27 years old last offseason. It's a 3-year extension at $35.5 million. There's a chance because of how young he is, right? He's 2 years younger than Max when he signed that extension, that he makes more than Max just because of how young he is and how the cap continues to rise.
Yeah.
Now, do I think the player is worth more than Max Crosby at this point in his career? No. Is the ceiling just as high? Sure. So if you told me he sits in at 36, 37, 38, I'm happy with that. If that's the deal, that if he actually is working on signing a contract right now and he's not just sitting out today because of a tweaked X, Y, or Z, and he walks out and it's $38 million a year over the course of 4 seasons, I'm ecstatic. I'm thrilled.
For sure. Get the deal done, Denver. Get the deal done, Nick.
What's a successful season for Nik Bonitto if he doesn't sign the season this year? Or the extension this year?
I'd put the number at 15. 15 sacks. 15 sacks, he's going to command big money because he did 13. He would be 13 and a half, backed up by.
Does it change if
greater than 15 sacks?
Does that number change for you if he signs the extension today? Let's say he becomes a top 3 paid pass rusher in the game this afternoon. He's at $38 million. He's signed through the year, 2030, maybe even 2031, at $38 million per.
15 sacks.
It doesn't change for you.
That's what he's capable of. Not only do I desire and put a number for him to achieve at that would be an appropriate number, I just look at the arrow on Nik Bonitto, Raj. That arrow just continues to go up and up and up, and he's healthy and he's fresh and he's young. Hopefully he's healthy. I mean, I want to put that into the universe. So There's the knock on wood on our composite table that we have out here at
There's
training
literally
camp.
no wood out here around us.
Yeah, it's tough place to find wood. That's what I would put as the number to make it a generally speaking a massive success.